Hello students, in today's class, let us learn a new topic, work and energy. I'm sure you must have heard this word work several times. You must have heard that you are studying for examination, you're spending a lot of time reading a lot of book, maybe you're drawing diagrams, organizing her thought, collecting question paper, attending classes, discussing with friends, performing experiments. She or he will expand a lot of amount of energy on all these activities. So you'll have heard that so and so girl or boy is working very hard in the examination. Then also you all must be saying, I am working so hard at home yet I am not getting any appreciation. Okay? Even animals will be doing a lot of work. They are made to, your dog may be saying, I'm made to do a lot of work. You make him go, run, get this, get that. Okay? So, all this work is different when we talk in terms of science. In our day to day life, we may call any physical or mental labor as work. But what does it mean in science? So we shall learn more about or what is work in science. Now, here, what can you see this boy is doing? There is a block and he's trying to push it. Now, in order to push or pull an object, what do? We apply a force. So this boy is applying a force on an object. अगर हमें किसी चीज को मूव करना हो तो हम क्या लगाते हैं? हम फोर्स लगाते हैं. तो यहाँ पे ये बच्चा फोर्स लगा रहा है पर ऑब्जेक्ट मूव नहीं हो रहा है. Now, in the other case, we see this person. What is he doing? He is applying a force and the object is getting moved. So we can say it is covering a certain distance. And we know when we say there is the distance, so there is change in the distance. And change in the distance is called as displacement. तो यहाँ पे जब ये बच्चा इस बॉक्स को हटा रहा है तभी जब भी वो फोर्स लगा रहा है there is also change in its position. So when we see that there is force applied and there is change in the position, we say that work is done. Now let us see the two conditions. First, as I said, force should act on an object. हमें फोर्स अप्लाई करना चाहिए उस ऑब्जेक्ट के ऊपर ताकि वर्क डन हो सके. एंड द सेकेंड थिंग is the object must be displaced. मतलब object मूव करना चाहिए. And in order to say that work is done, both these conditions should be satisfied. दोनों के दोनों करनी चाहिए. Not like in the first case that I am only applying a force but there is no displacement. Then we cannot say that work is done. तो अगर हमें work done कहना चाहिए any object, then we have to see that एक तो फोर्स अप्लाई होना चाहिए उसी ऑब्जेक्ट के ऊपर और वो ऑब्जेक्ट डिस्प्लेस होना चाहिए. So here, this is from your textbook where they've given a block of wood and they've applied a force and they are showing that it is moving. So what they have said, let a constant force, and we know force is represented by the letter F. They are saying let it act on an object. So we are saying this force F, it is acting on this object. तो हम force लगा रहे हैं इस direction में. Then let the object be displaced through a distance s in the direction of the force. तो हम जिस direction पे force लगा रहे हैं उसी direction पे object displace हो रहा है. So the object which was present here in the initial position is now reached here. मतलब उसने distance इतना cover कर लिया है. So it is called displaced. So now let W be the work done. So W is the work done. Now we define work to be equal to the product of force and displacement. So अगर आपको work done पूछा गया हो तो what you will say? It is force which we are acting on the object multiplied by distance displacement. That is the distance through which it is being displaced. Let us see its definition. We know that work is equal to the product. Product we saw it is multiplied by the force and the displacement. So work done is equal to force multiplied by displacement. So this expression is very, very important, dear students. You all can pause the video and take a screenshot of this. Now, we have this expression work done equals force multiplied by displacement. Now, in case we say the force is equal to 1 Newton, we know the unit of force is Newton and the displacement is 1 meter. That is the distance through which it is displaced. We know the unit of distance is meter. Hence, the distance displaced, that is displacement, is also given by the unit meters. Now, we know the expression work done is equal to force multiplied by displacement. So what I will do is I will just substitute the values. Work done equals 1 Newton multiplied by 1 meter. Now what I will get is, I know 1 multiplied by 1 is 1. So 1 Newton multiplied by 1 meter will be equal to Newton meter. Now this Newton meter was replaced by a letter J, and J stands for joules in honor of James Joule. He has done immense work in the field of work done, and hence, in honor of him, they have said that we will use the unit of work in honor of the scientist James Joule, and therefore we have the unit of work done as joules, and 1 joule will be equal to the amount of work done on an object when a force of 1 Newton displaces it by 1 meter along the line of action of the force. So 1 joule अमाउंट ऑफ वर्क अगर आपको पूछा जाए तो आपको समझ जाना चाहिए कि अगर हम एक फोर्स लगा रहे हैं विच इज इक्वल टू 1 न्यूटन और वो जो भी ऑब्जेक्ट है वो डिस्प्लेस हो रहा है 1 मीटर तक, तब हम कहते हैं कि the work done is equal to 1 joules. Based on the formula and the unit, let us now solve the problem. So the first problem is a force of 5 Newton is acting on an object. The object is displaced through 2 meters in the direction of the force. Calculate the work done by the object. We are given a problem जहाँ पे फोर्स दिया गया है 5 न्यूटन, ऑब्जेक्ट डिस्प्लेस हो रहा है 2 मीटर तक, आपको वर्क डन कितना है वो फाइंड आउट करना है. So first we will write what is given in the problem. We are given in the problem that a force of 5 newtons is acted upon by the object and it is being displaced through 2 meters. And we need to find, and we know that work done is equal to force times displacement. What is force equal to? 5 Newton and displacement 2 meters. So we substitute that. We know 5 multiplied by 2 will give me 10 and n multiplied by m will give me nm. Now we had learned that if we have Newton meter, we can replace it with the symbol J, that is joules. So we can say that work done by the object is 10 joules. In the similar lines, let us take up another problem. Here, a force of 7 Newton is acting on an object. The object is displaced through 2 meters in the direction of the force. Calculate the work done by the object. Here we are given force which is of 7 newtons. फोर्स दिया गया है 7 न्यूटन का एक ऑब्जेक्ट पे जब हम डाल रहे हैं और वो ऑब्जेक्ट डिस्प्लेस हो रहा है, मतलब it is covering a distance, therefore it is getting displaced. कितना है 2 meters. We need to find the work done by the object. So we'll write down given force 7 newtons, displacement 2 meters. Now we need to write the formula for work done. That is, work done is equal to force multiplied by displacement. Work will be equal to 7 newtons multiplied by 2 meters. We know 7 multiplied by 2 will give 14 and n multiplied by m will give nm. So the work done will be equal to 14 nm, or we can replace nm, that is Newton meter, with the joules. You can write work done by the object is 14 joules. Take another problem. A force of 6 Newton is acting on an object. The object is displaced through 3 meters and the direction of force. Calculate the work done by the object. यहाँ पे दिया गया है फोर्स 6 न्यूटन्स और डिस्प्लेसमेंट दिया गया है 3 meters. Find out करना है work done. So we'll write down what are we given. Force 6 Newton. Displacement 3 meters. Now we'll write the expression for work done by the object, that is W equal to force into displacement. Force we know is 6 Newton and displacement is 3 meters. Multiply 6 with 3. 6 multiplied by 3 will give me 18. And N multiplied by M, that's Newton, multiplied by meter will give me 18 Newton meter. I know I can use joules instead of Newton meter. So I'll get work done equals to 18 joules. The work done by the object is 18 joules. We have another problem. Here, the force of 10 Newton is acting on the object. The object is displaced through 2 meters in the direction of force. Calculate the work done by the object. Here we are given force is 10 Newton. Object is displaced to 2 meters. We use the expression of work done, that is W equals force multiplied by displacement. Work done equals to 10 Newton multiplied by 2 meters. 10 multiplied by 2, that is 20. N multiplied by M is Nm. So we will get 20 Newton meter, and I know I can replace the unit Newton meter with joules because work done is expressed in terms of joules. So I'll get work done equals 20 joules. The work done by the object is said to be 20 joules. Students, I request you to kindly watch this video on the problems. Then after that, you all can pause and just take the questions and try to solve it by yourself. Once you'll see how to solve it, kindly solve it by yourself. And here a small homework from your textbook. A force of 7 Newton acts on an object. Displacement is 8 meters in the direction of force. So you need to calculate the work done in this case. So kindly solve the homework and post it. So thank you, students. I hope you all have understood about work. We learned about the two conditions of work. First, the object force has to be applied, and second, there has to be displacement. And we saw that work done is equal to the product of force into displacement. The expression was given as W is equal to F multiplied by S, and it was expressed in terms of joules. And we saw 1 joule is equal to 1 Newton times 1 meter. And we use the unit joules in honor of the scientist James Joule. And we learned the expression, how we can use it to solve several problems. So thank you, dear students.